I made a game about Bob, a little introvert in a big city who moves to a presumably uninhabited island to escape. Plot twist, the island is indeed inhabited, and Bob is stranded there with nothing but a derailed train. Introvert Bob proceeds to visit his future self, and then he crashes into and eats everyone on the island. Hooray! So basically it's a guy who eats everybody else because he wants to be alone. And I did it in 5 days. I know what you're thinking. How? Why? I've been totally subscribed, but I literally don't know how to. It's the button down there. Ah! Well, it all started on June 6th, before Bob even existed.
This video is sponsored by Jumping Babies Incorporated. Oh no, apparently they went bankrupt. We'll try again later.
It was a dark and stormy night, about 1 p.m., and I had just finished my button maker montage. Sadly, nobody watched it, so I shared the link on 3 Discord servers. The Hunky Dory Cheese server, the Data Potato server, and the Interstellar Gardens server. A server that hosts great game jams. Someone's pinged me. There's a 50% chance it's Oswald the Lucky Rabbit asking for his money back. I promise, it wasn't me. I don't even like money. But in fact, 'twas a zombie, practically begging me to join the upcoming game jam. Looks like I'm famous now. However, I was quite busy with important things. Okay, maybe I could spare some time. After all, the very first devlog I made was about last year's Interstellar Game Jam, so I immediately went to sleep. It was 1 p.m. after all, but it turns out that I had a couple dozen too many potatoes for breakfast, and I slept for 24 hours straight. This is somewhat unfortunate. So, it was 1 p.m. and the game-making contest had begun several hours ago. The theme was isolation. A little on the nose there. So, a game about being alone? It kind of sounded like a boring theme at first, but after thinking about it for a bit, who am I kidding? I didn't think about it at all. I just downloaded a random art asset pack since I was too lazy and tired to draw anything. And, despite being a legend in the Tinkercad and the Thingiverse community, I despise making 3D games. And then I started coding some 2D car mechanics in Unity, because cars are super fun, until disaster struck. Wah, wah, wah. Wait, oh no, the car can only face in 4 directions. What am I gonna do? Wait, I can draw pixel art, right? Yeah, just get that pixel there and that pixel there. Ay, 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 that's pretty bad. Luckily, I had a Discord server full of people who were willing to help. Oi, Mr. Mushroom drew a diagonal car. That's very kind. Comment, Mr. Mushroom Man is most marvelous. Actually, comment whatever you want and I'll probably respond. Oh, but I just had a great idea that sadly doesn't involve the diagonal mushroom mobile. So, in Unity Engine, we can rotate things. I know, Unity spoils us with its fancy tools, but also, if we combine this with a pixel-perfect camera, we can make it so that each rotation looks like it's its own sprite. Oh yeah, it's a train now. Apparently trains are more trendy than cars. One might say they're trendy. However, the art assets I downloaded are not exactly top-down, which is quite gnarly, but it also means that the train looks upside down or sideways when it rotates. So, here is my clever solution. Step 1. Look at every sprite that the train can be and filter it to just the ones I want. Step 2. Figure out what you want the sprite to look like depending on where the train is facing in a pie slice of angles.
I love pie.
Back to work. Step 4. Okay, so you'd think that we could just set the train to this sprite, but imagine if our sprite was set to this one and the rotation is at 270 degrees. Then our train will look like this. Ew! So step 4 is to make another wheel with the actual sprite that will look like the first sprite when it's rotated by doing the opposite rotation of the pie slice. Step 5 is to find the easiest way to detect which pie slice we're in. In Unity, one simple thing to do is take the vector that points in the same direction as the train, for instance up would be 0, 1, then take the y value of the vector and compare it to the sine of 45 degrees. Or we just use a unit circle. See, if the y value is bigger than this, it means the train is facing the top pie slice. And finally, step 6 is to apply the sprites through code, make the train go forward, connect 3 more train segments, and finally playtest the game for a couple dozen hours, and what do you know? I fell asleep again. Womp womp. And I dreamt up a dream of an introvert who takes a train to an uninhabited island with people living on it. Leave me alone. What? Stop talking to me! I woke up with a heart full of determination and a stomach full of bagels. I guess I've been eating bagels in my sleep again. People seem to think that the train should be able to fall in water, so I immediately started implementing that. Wait, where's the water? So I spent a large part of the day attempting to draw a map. But I don't know, I guess that's just not something my brain liked, because it went really slow and did a bad job. Bad brain. Yeah. I'm sorry. I also made a tutorial. I'm calling it the training section. But in the end, me and my brain hugged it out, and then my brain was very kind to me, and together we created the best song ever. Here, have a listen. I woke up, completely full to the brim of vigor, but with a dismaying lack of vinegar. When I finally got back from the store at 3 p.m., all my vigor had pretty much been replaced with vinegar. So I decided to try and make a menu and post a simple build on itch.io. So I made this fancy menu thingy and uploaded it to itch.io. Woohoo! And there's a problem. For some reason, the game looked fine inside of the Unity editor at a fixed resolution, but when I uploaded it to itch.io with, yes, I checked, the exact same resolution, we got black bars and a bunch of other nonsense. I won't go into the ugly details, partially since I'm not sure what the issue was, but I kind of fixed it by making the camera show extra instead of trying to crop the view. And I definitely didn't cause more issues in the process. Definitely. I also managed to give Bob a fully fledged body so he can exit his train. Bob was very thankful because he is well aware of the long-term consequences of sitting for a long time. I hate you. Oh, don't say that, Bob. Ugh. Okay, I have 2 days left. Bob is lonely. No, I'm not. I'm tired, but for Bob's sake, I gotta make NPCs. Welcome to Data Potato's NPC Crash Course. So, I've boiled what makes a good NPC into 3 points that all start with the letter S for your convenience. Sarcasm, slappability, and sauce. Let's start with sarcasm. An NPC should be a funny dude that will cheer you up and make you sad at the same time. But of course, NPCs don't say anything unless you make them say stuff, so I'm gonna code that right now. Do you remember when I fixed the camera resolution bug and I said it wouldn't cause any more problems? Well, guess what? These NPCs almost broke me. I spent like 4 hours just trying to get the text to render in the world, but finally,
Oblinix
offered the solution I needed to hear. Since I couldn't figure out the in-world text, I just put the text on a normal canvas and fixed it to the bottom of the screen. That problem made me really mad. I'm frustrated and very upset. Okay, I'm better now. Anyway, people like it when NPCs say funny stuff, so here are some funny examples. Okay, let's move on to slappability. Slappability is quite simple. But also, the more slappability, the better, so I also bestowed slapping power onto the bus. And for sauce, sauce is just a synonym for sounds that starts with an S. So I got some fun sound effects from Pixabay for the slapping. And that's how I did my NPCs. Woohoo! Excuse me, sir, can I eat this dude? What do you... No, you can't eat that dude. I really want to eat that dude. Fine. Well, bake my bears and peel my pears. Jumping Babies Incorporated just emailed back. Sorry, sir, we are still off the table. You'll have to find your Jumping Babies trademarked elsewhere. Well, I guess I'll have to use my backup sponsor. This vid sponsored by Jigglamogrifier, colloquially known as the jigglamogrificatinator. See, how it works is you point it at a small object, typically a food object, and then hope really hard. It runs on hope power, since that's the strongest energy source. And then, the machine uses complex mogrification to soften the object. I mean, honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory. Here, I'll demonstrate. Alright, I'm pointing it at an apple and hoping really hard. It's not doing anything. Maybe I need to hope harder? Is this some kind of scam? Oh look, it's charging. Ah! Look at that! It even comes with whipped cream! If you want a jigglamogrificatinator for yourself, then you can get one at a 50% upcharge with the link and code for the first billion people that claim it. But just remember, if it doesn't work first try, you're probably just not hoping hard enough. Oi 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 oi! All that hoping made me tired. I'm not a baseball player, but hopefully I'll be able to catch some Z's. Wink wink. I have one more day to work on the jam. I spent 50 minutes drawing just a tiny part of the shoreline stuff until I decided to make an auto-tiling thing. And then I finished it in like 10 minutes. I tried to add some more map, but more importantly, I added Grandmaster Bob, who is Bob from the future. And Grandmaster Bob further motivates the player to eat everybody. And also, I love Grandmaster Bob. Spam comments with, "We love Grandmaster Bob," or else. But other than that, I didn't do anything significant. And I ran out of vinegar again, so I just submitted my game to the game jam. Well, while we're waiting for other people to play my game, let's go play some other ones. This is Mr. Mushroom Man's game, the guy who helped me draw a car sprite. Wow, these guys are really great at wiggling. Yeah, looks like a great physics puzzler. This is kind of fun. This is the game of Hobbs, the guy who suggested some cool music, but more importantly, he made a duck game. So the duck washed up on the shore and he has to fix his communicator. And he can shake trees, dig holes, go fishing. Hold on, what? What is that square? Oh, that's me, innit? Wow! Alright, I wrote some feedback. This is kinda fun. This game was made by Zombie, the guy who forced me to do the game jam in the first place. Thanks, Zombie. This game has a pretty cool mechanic, but it's probably going to crash my computer. This is kinda fun. This game was made by the guy who helped me with the dialogue. Whee! Drift left, drift right, drift left. This is kinda fun. Ouchies. This is the game of the guy who helped me with some input stuff and with my YouTube thumbnail. Ooh, shiny spaceship. I agree with this fridge. I left some feedback. I love outer space. It's very bleak and dark. This is kinda fun. This is the game of the guy who gave me some advice about my game. Ooh, so colorful. I love these spike things. Ah! I wrote some No, actually, I just couldn't stop playing the game and trying to get a bigger and bigger high score. This is kind of fun. Hey look, some people gave feedback to my game. Wow, that's a lot of feedbacks. This game jam was kind of fun. If you're looking for a game jam to join, I would recommend this one because the host live streams himself playing every single game for about a dozen minutes each.
The snake bus. Very fun.
Maybe I should have talked to him. Can I still talk to him even though he's not here? Nope, okay. I just get really hungry.
Links to everything I mentioned are in the description, along with a short story I made up and a classic recipe for homemade banana bread. Good day, viewers, and best chances with your cow wrangling.
Seems like every youngin's cow wrangling these days. I like cow wrangling. In my youth, we didn't have cows, but yeah, I like cow wrangling. Cow wrangling is a respectable sport.